the banks of the Allegheny, welcome to Film Bits, True Detective, Episode 8, Part 4. This is it, the last one in the long marathon. When we last left, a flare had gone off from the incoming police. A wounded Marty and a more heavily wounded Rust were lying in Carcosa. Let's pick it back up.
It's the last thing I remember. I was on the ground, sirens,
Voiceover in the black.
saying my friend's name.
Interesting that he called Rust a friend there.
The girl's a nut. You talk
I
so.
don't even know that we
This group of guys, pedophiles and
say
so
that yet.
voodoo worship. Man Cole shot dead was the old man's son. No records. Girl was at least a half sister. DNA comparison.
Stop. Really, man. Stop. I don't want to hear it.
Well, we still cataloging everything. But knife casts came back from that shed. One of them matched our Lake Charles case. Another matched Dora Lane's wounds. Had his prints. Look, man, we owe you on this collar.
How's Rust?
Has woke up. Been in a coma since surgery.
They came by. You first got here.
Ma'am,
Hey. It's so good to see you. I didn't expect you.
How are you?
Oh, good. I'm fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I mean, I am fine.
I don't know whether it's from the kind of PTSD of the event or if it's a fact that his family is back together again under these circumstances. And while they are his family, he's definitely been estranged from them. But I like that bit there from Woody Harrelson with struggling over words, struggling with emotions, seeing all three of his girls. It's a tough, touching scene. And it leads us into another fade to black, which we haven't seen used too much in this series. And here we get it. We got it in the last scene from Carcosa to here, and now we get it in this scene from wherever we're going to from Marty's bed. Pick it back up.
And now the latest news update in the case of alleged Louisiana serial murderer Errol William Childress. It's a story that first broke nationwide 2 weeks ago when two former police officers, now private detectives, released information to a number of news and law enforcement agencies. Our last update confirmed physical evidence at the suspect's home proved connections to dozens of missing persons. In the meantime, the state attorney general and the FBI have discredited rumors that the accused was in some way related to the family of...
I like this exterior shot here of Rust. The muting down of the news. He's all in white. He's got that long hair. He's up. Reflection. Listen to the music in the background. Something very Christ-like about all of this. With a man who does not like religion. And has opened his eyes. Come back from the dead, maybe? I don't know. Fade into a nice daytime exterior of the hospital.
What are you doing here? Nothing. Nurse said I could come in.
Are you watching me sleep?
Well, you know what? I just got here. I was gonna leave, but then you woke up. Jesus, what's your fucking problem?
Nothing. What's your problem?
Not a care in the world.
I saw him, Marty.
Even in a coma, he's still a jerk. He just said he saw
In
her.
the schoolyard in Pelican Island, 95. I couldn't tell how tall he was. 'Cause he was sitting and his face was dirty, but I saw him.
Oh, he said he saw him. And yes, we remember
That's
that
what's
scene.
bugging you.
Tuttle's committing the video. We didn't get them all.
Yeah, and we ain't gonna get them all. That ain't what kind of world it is, but we got ours.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Well, I'll come back by tomorrow, buddy.
Why?
Don't ever change, man.
And he flips him off back. That is awesome. Another great little scene. I love that they can pull that humor out of this darkness and this pain. Our time passage shots. We get a shot of that external cabin too. Not much more with it. Just that. Back over the bayous, big open expanses. Reggie Ledoux's place. Some of these fishing areas that they had visited before, just these little towns where these girls were taken from, and then all the way back to Erath. So it was like a rewind of these like key points in these shots. Really nicely done. And then of course, obviously, the tree where they found Dorlang. Kind of right back to where the series began. Fade to black again. And we come back to a nighttime exterior of the hospital on the ground level, not on the elevated as before. And we've got...
Doc said, probably get out in a few days. I'll make sure you got a ride, place to stay.
Marty and Russ. Marty's up and moving.
Well, it's already been
Time has
figured out.
passed.
Oh, hey. Brought you something.
Are we getting engaged?
We were getting engaged, I got a nicer ribbon.
You remember?
Yeah,
Let's get out from under this roof, huh?
good idea.
Yeah, I can push 2 goddamn wheels of my own.
Yeah, I ought to let you and rip out your fucking stitches. Stop it. Feeling better? Your head, I mean?
I shouldn't even fucking be here, Marty.
I believe no
Second time he
shit
said that.
is the proper response to that observation.
No, I don't mean like that. It's something else.
Well, so talk to me, Russ.
There was a moment, I know, when I was under in the dark, that something, whatever I'd been reduced to, you know, not even consciousness, it was a vague awareness in the dark. And I could feel my definitions fading. And beneath that darkness, there was another kind. It was deeper, warm, like a substance. I could feel, man. And I knew my daughter waited for me there. So clear. I could feel her. feel it. I could feel a piece of my pop, too. It was like I was a part of everything that I ever loved. And we were all, the three of us, just fading out. And all I had to do was let go. And I did. I said, darkness, yeah. And I disappeared. But I could still feel her love there. Even more than before.
So McConaughey is just tearing this scene up, but it's very indicative of, I mean, it takes us to get to 8 episodes to get some emotion out of Rust. He's always even-keeled, flat-faced, not expressing any kind of emotion outside of a couple times, like when he has the fight with Marty. But this has always been about his daughter and that grief that he still feels about the loss of his daughter and how that did to him what it did, and the drive behind him getting these girls, the killers of these girls, and working on this for over a decade. And he felt her. He felt her in the ether when he was out, and he wanted to be with her, and he felt a little bit of his dad, and he was ready. Darkness, yay. He was ready to go. And that's why he shouldn't be here, because he's here, and he didn't go with his daughter. It's so powerful and touching. And if you go and do some research, some critics had some issues with the ending of this series. And fair enough, your opinion's your opinion. But this and something that's going to come up at the very end, I think, are really wonderful markers for the ending of this story. Let's pick it back up.
Hey, didn't you tell me one time at dinner, once maybe, about you used to make up stories about the stars?
Mario doesn't even know what to do here because it's Rust. Rust doesn't do this stuff.
I was, in Alaska, under the night skies.
Yeah, you used to lay there and look up. Yeah, at the stars.
It also, if you reflect back to everything we know about Rust, this grief, this hole he's in over his daughter, has marked every decision he's made. He went undercover, should have died, almost did die, took 4 bullets. I wouldn't say has a death wish, but definitely doesn't care. Got into drugs, the things he had to do to get into the bike gang, get into drugs again, and then that whole debacle when they're trying to escape from the drug house. Him not caring about authority. He just has this single drive that's all fueled by the grief he feels for his daughter. And he had a brief connection with her right there. And I don't know. It's just to sit there and come to this moment with literally a couple minutes left in the show after 8 episodes, and to get this lovely flourish at the end that really, if we reflect back on Rust's character, tells us so much about everything he does. Every love he's had, all of his relationships have been doomed to fail because he's not at peace with the grief he feels for the loss of his daughter. That's who he loved. That's where his love is gone. He can put the Band-Aid on it, but it's not like he can ever get past it. He's never gotten past it. And he was okay with dying in multiple occasions and put himself in death's path as a way of perhaps getting past it. I don't know. Let's pick it up for this last little bit.
Yeah, you remember, I never watched the TV till I was 17, so there wasn't much to fucking do out there besides walk around, explore.
And look up at the stars and make up stories. Like what?
I tell you, Marty, I've been up in that room looking out those windows every night here, and just thinking. It's just one story. The oldest.
What's that?
Light versus dark.
Well, I know we ain't in Alaska, but it appears to me that the dark has a lot more territory.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, hey,
You know what?
she point me in the direction of that car, man. I spent enough of my fucking life in hospitals.
Jesus. No. You know what? I'd protest. But it occurs to me that you're unkillable. You want to go back get
Russ,
clothes or
man.
anything?
Anything I left back there, I don't need. You know, you're looking at her on the sky, I think.
How's that?
Well, once there was only dark. When you ask me, any lights winning.
Yeah. The eternal nihilist, the eternal cynic, the eternal pessimist, the eternal religion's a joke guy. In the last line of this series has optimism. Even in those tiny pinpricks of light with all that black, he somehow, for some reason, now feels that the light is winning. And that leaves us on a good note for Rust. Like, you know, maybe this whole thing, this crime being solved, this weird, you know, connection with his daughter when he was in a coma, maybe, just maybe, he's going to be okay, because he hasn't been okay for 8 episodes. All right. I am Barbado Joe. I hope you enjoyed the 40 or so episodes you hung with me for this great, great TV show, True Detective Season 1, a true tour de force of literature, really. Take care, y'all. I'll be back with a film. Actually, we'll do a few films going forward, sooner than later. Bye-bye.